Hey there, welcome back to another video by ChemEnggLife in partnership with JobMain Consulting. In this video, we are going to have a look at what sections and why those sections should be included in your resume when you're applying for a job. So do watch the video till the very end to find out what sections should be added. And also do not forget to visit JobMain Consulting page and check out their services and what it is that they have to offer that can possibly help you land your dream job. And you can visit them at our website www.ChemEnggLife.com. So let's begin. The very first thing that we need to talk about is what exactly should your resume tell about you to the employer that you are applying to job at. And there are obviously some questions that your resume should answer. The very first one being, how can you be contacted? If the employer would like to contact you, how should they do that? Why are you applying for this specific job? What sort of education do you have, and why is that relevant for the job that you're applying for? What is your previous work experience, and how is that relevant for the job that you're applying for? What sort of skills do you have? And finally, the big one, what makes you different from any of the other applicants that may be applying for the job as well? So these are the key points. So whenever you're writing your resume, always have a look at it and make sure that you're answering these questions at a bare minimum. It is because when the HR looks at it, they are specifically looking for these things in a resume. And that is why, based on these requirements, we can then look into what sort of sections should you have so that your resume is informative and enough for the HR. We'll start off with a very blank piece of paper, right? So the very first thing you need to have is your contact information in the very top of your resume. And that should be full name. It should have a professional email, no more of that email that you made in high school, your phone number, and your LinkedIn profile link if you have it. And you have to use your professional, your legal name. You cannot use your nicknames, no matter how fancy that is. And you have to keep it formal. And it has to be professional. Like I said, in many cases, many people use an email that does not identify them with their name. So the easiest thing is that when you're making up an email, you set it up with your first name, last name, at the rate of whatever you want to use. So that is like the very first thing that you should have in your resume. The second thing right below should then be your professional summary, and this should be very short, a few sentences that highlights your skills and achievements, and also why exactly are you applying for the job and why are you the right person for the job that you're applying for. And really, because it should be very short, and sweet and to the point. Therefore, avoid having any sort of vague phrases. You have to keep it tight, specific, and keyword rich so that it can easily pass the ATS scans. Once we have that out of the way, then you can add in your education section, and that should include your higher degrees first. So if you have your master's first, then the bachelor's, and add your school name, your degree name, the title, your honors. If you have a very good GPA, you can also add that. Not a requirement, but if it's strong, why not put it in there? If you have had any other relevant experiences during your education, it could be any form of extracurricular activities. It could be anything else that you may feel is relevant for the job that you're applying for. You can add that into there as well. Avoid writing in your high school and secondary school because they do not tend to be relevant. So always keep it to your higher degrees, minimum your bachelor's, master's, or a PhD if you have it. There. Then you add in your work experience, and just like your education, you start off with your latest jobs in the beginning, and then you work your way back in the past. For your work experience section, for the very bare minimum, you should have your title of your previous role, the name of the company, your start date, and the date it has ended. And then right below it, you should have bullet points describing what it is that you were doing in that previous role. Now that is where things get a bit tricky, because this is the heart of your resume. and you have to be able to prove to the employer that your previous jobs have given you the necessary experience and the skill set to be able to perform the job that you're applying for. Therefore, always make sure that the bullet points that you are writing are directly relevant for the job that you're applying for. And it may require a little bit of wordplay because, for example, if you are applying for a job that is very focused on data analysis, you can always try to find examples on what sort of tasks that you did that can allow you to work with data analysis in the job that you're applying for. Secondly, do not merely list the things that you were doing in your previous job roles, but rather try to write what you did, the impact it had, and what exactly did you learn from that role. The focus should be on achievements and the goals, or the achievements and the deliverables, and not necessarily on a general task list of what you were doing in your previous role. Right after, then you can add in your skills and certifications. Uh, always always divide up your skills into your hard skill and soft skills. The technical skills or your computer skills, that could be, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Package, simulation tools, programming, anything that might be relevant. The soft skills could be anything that, again, are relevant for the job that you're applying for: communication, time management, stakeholder management, document management, all of those sort of things that might look good for the job, that is the job requirement. And at the same time, in the same section, you can also add in your certifications. Any certification that you have had is a good idea to throw that in there as well. And these are the bare minimum sections that you should have in your resume. And if you link it back to what we spoke about earlier, the contact information, that answers the question, how can they contact you? The professional summary, that should answer the question, why are you specifically applying for this job? Your education, obviously, showcases your education experience. Work experience shows your previous experience and its relevance for the current job. And the skill sets shows the skills that you can offer. And obviously, that is the bare minimum, and there are a lot of optional extra sections that you can also add if you have done the work. For example, volunteering experience, engineering and research experience, personal projects, professional memberships, awards and interest. So these could be the sections that set you apart from the other applicants that may be applying for the same job. And if you're not done so already, then I strongly suggest that you watch our other video where we discuss all these extra sections and how you can set them up in your resume. But essentially, it is these extra stuff that can easily set you apart from many of the other people that are also applying for the same job. So these were the basic sections and why you should have them in your resume. So we really hope that you learned something new and you can use this in your job search. And also, and if you still need help with your job search, then please do remember to visit our website and visit the JobMing consulting page, where you can get help and one-on-one feedback for your resume, mock interview, interview prep, and everything else that you may need. So visit our website at www.ChemEnggLife.com. And also, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to Chemical Engineering Life channel for more videos. Thank you and have a great day.